Given how divided our world is today, how can we bring people together? How can we help people connect with folks who are different from them, who have a different perspective, a different background? To me, the answer is empathy. If we can foster empathy in our youth, we can create a more connected society. I'm AnnaLise, the founder and director of the Changemaker project. Growing up, my parents really instilled in my sister and I this idea, this ethic of trying to make the world a better place. So I actually started my first nonprofit in the 3rd grade. It was called Kitties Incorporated. My friends and I would get together and make crafts in my basement. We would make little Christmas ornaments, and we sold them at the local Christmas market to raise money for our animal shelter to help the cats and dogs there. Ever since I can remember, I felt sort of overwhelmed by all of the suffering in the world. The animal suffering, human suffering, and the environmental suffering. I always was asking myself from the time I can remember, what can I do with my one life to make the most impact? With my one life, I can only do so much, but if I can empower and inspire the next generation, I can really multiply that impact. We know that young people want to make change in the world. We know that they're now aware of social injustice, racial injustice, climate injustice now more than ever, but they don't always know where to begin in terms of making an impact. So at the Changemaker project, we provide a pathway for students to take their ideas and their passion and turn it into something real in the world, to make an impact in their community, to make change on an issue they care about. We're all born with an innate capacity to empathize with those who look like us, who are in our social circles for our survival. But through the process of socialization, we can expand that circle of empathy to include those who look and think differently than we do. And I believe schools can play a really powerful role in fostering that inclusive empathy. I did my master's in education in human development and psychology at the Harvard Graduate School of Education. Last year, I came here to UCLA to start my PhD in comparative international education. So my research aims to understand and uncover best practices that teachers can use in the classroom to help students to cultivate this inclusive empathy and to be able to understand and appreciate other people's perspectives, regardless of who they are, where they come from, what they believe, what they look like. Understanding that a lack of empathy is kind of a root cause of so many of our social injustices and so much suffering in the world comes from people not being able to understand each other, not being able to have empathy. So when I heard about Umano, I really felt like I had found the perfect match for the Changemaker project and what we do. We had a shared passion for empathy and really a shared worldview that the empathy could be a key to solve so many of the world's problems. I feel so grateful that I got connected to Umano and that they've been generous enough to support our work.
You guys are all out here. You guys are here making change. You are doing this important work, and I am just so...
Address the issue of the dwindling education.
It gives me so much hope and inspiration to look at my students and see the change that they're making on whatever issue they care about, making some small impact. And collectively, that's what's going to change the world.